Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to my channel. With another Kingdom Hearts collection out this week, this time called Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, which continues this series' denial that the number 3 exists and that your titles have to be oxymoronic mouthfuls in order to count. Anyways, while I'm going to be taking a look at the main course of this collection, Dream Drop Distance, later this week, let's take a look at the small little tech demo that they included in this game called Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, a Fragmentary Passage, and take a quick look at the movie back cover for Kingdom Hearts Key. Let's start with a Fragmentary Passage, which is a 2-hour RPG/tech demo for what they're bringing us in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, it's even shorter than Recoded, but unlike Recoded, it does actually have a decent story that was quite touching and was enjoyable throughout the experience. Can you say that, Recoded? Then get out of here! I'm doing the story segment here rather than its own video because despite the fact that this game is an RPG, the game's story is only 2 hours long, so not much to talk about here. But it is surprisingly deep and enjoyable for being only 2 hours long. The story in a Fragmentary Passage takes place during the ending to the original Kingdom Hearts and follows Aqua, who's been stuck in the realm of darkness for 10 years. A timeless realm in which she is basically forced to walk forever through nothingness and get nowhere. However, familiar places she's been to start to pop up, and as she tries to puzzle out why these worlds have appeared in front of her, she starts to get nostalgic and starts to confront her own doubts about the future. Again, despite it being short, it's really enjoyable. For the most part, it's never bogged down with some of the hackneyed writing that just really forces in the Eastern spirituality mixed with Star Trek technobabble that just gets a little bit old in Kingdom Hearts when they press it too thick.
You're using the name Terra. That means you're seeing me the way that you remember me. But your heart is just painting the picture that it so wants to see.
Hey, I said for the most part. I should say, though, I really enjoyed the theme of this game, and while I didn't like Aqua too much in Birth by Sleep, after all, I have compared her to Jar Jar Binks, I do sympathize with her in this game. Anyone who's ever been depressed before knows what it's like, to feel like you're forcing yourself to walk around, to wish for happier days, and to top it all off when you're at the bottom, the voice inside your head telling you that you're always going to be miserable and nothing's going to change that fact. And I like at the end she doesn't really get saved from her prison or from her depression, despite some false hope from Mickey. But by the end of her journey, she does realize her best days are in front of her and not behind her, and resolves to stick it out. Again, I enjoy this side story to the Kingdom Hearts lore. As far as it leading to more serious congestion, something I was worried about when I heard this game was released, it doesn't. In fact, the ending and after credits scenes lead right into Kingdom Hearts 3 as Sora sets off to Olympus Coliseum to see if he can't get those powers he lost back after he screwed up at the end of Dream Drop Distance. He also gets ripped a new one a little bit by Yen Sid for screwing up in the first place, and I enjoyed that scene. What do you expect, Sora? He's just going to overlook the fact that you almost become another vessel for Xehanort? I don't think so. Gameplay in a Fragmentary Passage is definitely different than in past Kingdom Hearts when it comes to the stage design. There are a lot more puzzle elements in this game. The first stage has you trying to figure out where these clock gears are and put them back into this clock so Aqua can pass through this bridge. The second stage has you figuring out and manipulating the stage through a variety of mirrors. I enjoyed the puzzle elements to this game, and that the stages are going to be that huge and have these Zelda-esque puzzles in them. I'm all for it. It really brings the puzzles and the stages to life. As far as the battle system goes, it's a bit on the light side, but since this is just a short game, they streamlined it, I'm sure. What we get for as far as the battle system is a mix between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep's battle system. You have a magic meter that refills when it's out, and casting Cure causes it to run out instantly. But you have the transformations that Birth by Sleep uses for using your magic attacks. It actually made me want to think about what type of magic attacks I wanted to do and use a little bit of strategy. Do I save my magic for healing, or do I use some of it so I can cast a big spell or transform into something else? And I actually really enjoyed it, and I hope we see some of this in Kingdom Hearts 3. When it comes to the graphics, the change in the graphic style and the engine is a big jump for the series, and oh my god, are the visuals just pretty. Well, Kingdom Hearts has done good with a Disney afternoon art style. Seeing it elevated like this just blows my mind. This is a big step up, and overall I enjoyed it. From Cinderella's Castle Town, which starts out as a town at night that gets turned upside down, to Sleeping Beauty's Thorn Forest, it's just a beauty to behold. The only downside is for people who are constantly counting frame rates. This game does not run smoothly at 60 frames per second, at least on a normal PS4. It jumps up and down quite a bit, but that's still a small nitpick. Overall, I enjoyed the way this game's looked and felt. The music tracks are for the most part reused from other Kingdom Hearts games, but they're remixed beautifully. Willa Holland's voice and acting has improved tremendously since Birth by Sleep, and that's a good thing because I thought she sounded stiff in those games, as did Jason Derling's, whose brief reprisal here as Terra sounds really great. I really liked his performance in this. It was brief, but I really did enjoy it.
Anything, Aqua. If you say Ven is there, then he's like me. An illusion created by your heart.
Anyways, I loved the Fragmentary Passage, and I can see me playing through this several times before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. It's a perfect game to get a quick Kingdom Hearts fix when I can't play the main game of the series, and it has a great story. It's too bad I can't say anything good about Unchained Key, though. I'll make this fast, and I'm sorry if the clips are shortened, and if I only use screenshots. I consider this an actual movie and not a video cutscene, so I won't be doing a spoiler-filled review like Recoded, but if I can convince anyone not to sit through Kingdom Hearts Recoded, then I have done my job as a YouTuber and kept them from being bored out of their mind for 3 hours. Anyways, Unchained Key is not nearly as bad as those two other movies. It sets itself up as a movie, and it's only an hour long, which is a good thing because it's still not very entertaining. Anyways, this sets itself up being back in the age of fairy tales, which means that this happened either centuries before the original Kingdom Hearts or eons. It's not really specified, but a long, long time ago. Basically, it follows the foretellers and their master. The master can predict the future, and he predicts that after he leaves, one of his apprentices will betray the others and destroy the world. So he sets up his apprentices to make sure that they survive and the struggles they have staying together after it looks like one of them has indeed betrayed the other. Now it's bogged down with some of the whole darkness, Eastern philosophy, mumbo-jumbo Kingdom Hearts can get bogged down in. But not as bad as you go back into the corner. My complaint next to it kind of being long-winded and boring is that it's missing a climax. I mean, the whole time we keep hearing about the Keyblade War, this massive war where Keyblade users pretty much destroyed themselves and the whole world, and we don't get to see it. And yes, I know this is Disney, so Square Enix can't do the over-the-top action sequences we saw in Final Fantasy Kingsglaive and Advent Children, but the mobile game at least showed us this war and that it did happen and what went on. Hell, it shows the mobile phone version of the war at the very beginning of the game. Why the heck don't we see it here? Oh, and another complaint is this movie tries to give Kingdom Hearts a slogan.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Yeah, I hope that never catches on either. The movie is nice enough, though, to show us who the traitor is. Kind of! I won't go into what they reveal because that would be too much of a spoiler. I do want Kingdom Hearts fans to watch this movie at least once. It's worth at least one sit through. It's just not worth any more than that, in my opinion. But what it does show at the end and does reveal at the end next to the traitor is something about Xehanort's Keyblade. Again, I won't reveal it to you, but I can't wait to see some of the Lord of the Rings memes when it comes to that eye that's on the Keyblade, because there's something revealed about that eye that's just plain freaky and really adds a sense of horror to what Xehanort's trying to do. when you realize what that I stands for, as well as Xehanort's mannerism, kind of makes you think something else is up there. Can't wait to see what's revealed in Kingdom Hearts 3. It does add some more congestion to the story, so let's hope that this is the last Kingdom Hearts movie or story or project before Kingdom Hearts 3, because I don't think they can unravel all the plot twists they've set up already, and that is a problem. Anyways, despite my complaints, it's still a better way to enjoy the plot than the actual game, because I can enjoy the plot without this happening all the time. Now on to my whole thoughts on this collection. I have just completed Dream Drop Distance, and it's going to be a few days before I can get that video out. And I can say SE pulled out all the stops on making that port, and I'm eager to tell you about my opinions in later videos. But what this collection is basically a really great port of a 5-plus-year-old 3DS game onto consoles, a 2-hour tech demo that was enjoyable but incredibly short, and a really crappy movie, but was an actual attempt at a movie this time, but still not very enjoyable. If this collection was $40 like the two PlayStation 3 collections, I would be more readily able to recommend it. But at $60, I think it just costs too much, so unless you're a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan, and if you are, you probably already picked this up, wait for this to go down just a little bit. I'd say $30, $40 is a good price for this collection, but not $60. Anyways, this is Tommy the Game Master thanking you for listening to my opinions. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. I would also like you to subscribe to my community and just become a part of it. I'll see you guys later.